Hey everyone, this is Allie with Colors of Hope Crafts and Colors of Hope Crafts ASMR. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be knitting this scarf that I made, that I'm making with the yarn that I spun in Thursday's video. We're going to be talking about a topic near and dear to my heart, which is life with hydrocephalus. And the reason I'm going to be talking about that is because I think it's important to talk to you about the fact that I do have hydrocephalus, and also so there are hydro warriors out there and parents of hydro warriors who are looking for answers. And so I do need to have a disclaimer here, though, and that is that I am not a doctor. So if you're having hydrocephalus complications, you should go talk to your doctor. But I do want to talk to you today about it because I have been having some symptoms that I've had in the past that are related to hydrocephalus, but also when I go back through my videos and edit them, I can hear my voice breaking, and when I edit out the voice breaking, it does make me feel like I'm hiding part of myself, and so I did want to open up with you guys about that, because I don't want to pretend everything's fine when everything's not exactly fine. But at the same time, I wanted you to know I wanted to let you in on a few details. So this video will actually not be edited at all, unless there's something major that happens, and because I want to show you what I'm actually like when I talk to you. Where to begin? I was born with hydrocephalus, and it wasn't discovered until I was almost a year old. But my mom did an awesome job of advocating for me even before that, because she knew that something wasn't right, and that my head seemed too big for my body, and she was concerned that I wasn't meeting my developmental milestones, like crawling and starting to walk. So just kept pushing, and finally a family friend encouraged her to get me checked out at the University of Michigan, and that was where they found out that I did in fact have hydrocephalus. And I had my first surgery the day after I was born. And part of the reason I'm doing this for you guys is because a topic that comes up a lot in my hydrocephalus support groups is the fact that so in a lot of the hydrocephalus support groups that I'm in, parents will all post or will make a post saying that they just had the anatomy scan and they want to know what type of quality of life their baby could have, because as they've been offered it's been recommended that they abort their baby because they have hydrocephalus, and that really makes me angry when I read that. But at the same time, I also feel compelled to jump on and answer and say, no, don't abort your baby. We can have a good quality of life. We do have challenges, but but when I hear that so many doctors and radiology tech are telling parents that they should abort their baby because they have hydrocephalus, it just really makes me feel like hydro warriors, as we're called, don't deserve a chance at life, and that we're not worthy of a chance at life. And I would say absolutely we are worthy of a chance at life, and absolutely we can have a good quality of life. I've had mild hydrocephalus, so I've been pretty fortunate. And I have had some challenges, most definitely. I had my 12th hydrocephalus related surgery last fall. And I talked about that last fall because I was worried about continuing to make these videos when half my hair was gone, but my viewers at the time were really awesome and supportive, so I continued to make the ASMR and fiber art videos, and I feel like that was a really good decision for me. One thing that definitely needs to be said is that every hydrocephalus patient is different. So I believe I said at the beginning, I am not a doctor, so I can only talk about my experience. But hopefully me talking about my experience can give you some idea of what it can be like to have hydrocephalus. Because there's a lot of concern about what type of quality of life they can have. Some of the challenges I've had that are pretty common are headaches. Um, and I do periodically get dizziness. As as I've had issues before where the pressure in my head got too low and I would get dizzy, and that made it hard in school. One, two, three, four. Okay. But yeah, I managed to graduate high school, graduated college, spent some time in grad school. Oh, and even though I wasn't able to finish grad school, it didn't have anything to do, with the challenges from hydrocephalus. It was something unrelated. So it is possible to have a relatively normal life with hydrocephalus. As and I would definitely encourage parents and other hydro warriors to not give up and and not and not to be afraid of it. I mean, or at least not be afraid of the quality of life that you or your child could have. Because yes, there will be challenges. I'm not gonna say there aren't challenges. Like I said, I've had surgeries, and you can hear me. You can probably hear me. My voice breaking periodically, and that's because unless I have what I'm gonna say memorized, sometimes it can take a little bit of time for the message to get from my brain to my mouth. But one thing that does help is if I'm less nervous. Which is another reason why I'm opening up about this, because I don't want to be as nervous when I am doing these videos, and I don't want to hide a big part of who I am. And I actually wish that there were more people on YouTube who had hydrocephalus and talked about their experiences, because it wouldn't be, because then I wouldn't feel like I had to hide it so much. And So one of the things I consider my greatest accomplishments, and professionally, is that I was able to graduate college, because in the span of 6 years, I had 8 surgeries, and so the fact that I was able to graduate college, um, um, is something I consider a huge victory for me. Um, and I bring that up to say you can do it, and so can and your kids. And um, and it's definitely not impossible. Oh, I know other people with hydrocephalus who have graduated college. Um, and gone on to have successful lives. Um, and another thing I want to bring up is that uh, the presence of hydrocephalus um, doesn't mean that your kid can't be successful in life. Yeah. Or that they're not going to be smart, or um, like I said, you've said it doesn't mean you won't have a good quality of life. Um, um, I did have some challenges in school, because we found out when I was 16 that I have a special learning ability, as I call it, because that just sounds better than a learning disability. um, um, and at the time, it wasn't. I did have help from some of my teachers, but I had one teacher who tried to get me kicked out of her class because she never had a student with special needs in her class, and she thought that uh, having a learning disability and being in an honors class were she basically thought that either you could have a learning disability or you could be in an honors class. You can do both, and that's just not true. You absolutely having a learning disability or having special learning abilities doesn't mean you can't be successful in an honors class. It just means you need some extra help. And the way they determined that I need that I have a learning disability is because they did an IQ test on me, and they determined that I have slower processing speed than other people, but my verbal IQ is in the 99 percentile. So, oh, and apparently that's how they determine intelligence. So I just wanted to bring that up because um, to prove that you can be intelligent and have a learning disability. Learning disability doesn't mean lack of intelligence. Um, um, you know, it's interesting and how perceptions can um, or can influence have such an influence and you know and how challenges can be seen as having a lower quality of life, because I would say I've had a good quality of life. I've had a wonderful support system, all wonderful friends, um, a good education. Um, I was able to play soccer, or I was able to uh, be in dance. Um, Growing up, obviously I was able to be in art. um, and and um, and um, uh, I don't think the challenges that I have mean that I have a bad life. I'm married. I have a house. I have two adorable dogs. I get to be an artist, which is something that I love, 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 love. I have great friends. Um, uh, and I would say I do have PTSD as a result of some of my experiences with hydrocephalus, but those are more because of some uh, of the perceptions that people have that that I talked about earlier. Um, um, and one thing I do have to bring up for all you parents who may be watching this is that you are your kid's best advocate. So if something seems wrong, you absolutely should keep advocating for your child. I had incredible advocates It's in my parents. And my mom is still advocating for me. I've been having headaches and dizziness for the last 2 months, and my mom is still sitting in on the phone with me during my appointments, so that at, when that so that I have someone in there to back up what I am saying. And I'm just really grateful that I have her and that she has been such an amazing presence. So and and um, and it is very important for Hydro Warriors to have advocates in our lives, because sometimes we don't feel good enough to be advocates for ourselves. And so we need people in our lives who are willing to say, no, this is not how they normally act, or how they normally sound, or what their behavior is normally like or what their speech normally sounds like. Because that can make a difference, and it's definitely made a difference for me. And, and when I was having problems in the past, often the pressure was too high or too low. When I was stuttering more than I am now, it was really helpful to have my parents there to advocate for me. And now my husband is a good advocate for me as well. So thanks, Mom. Yeah. So yeah. I hope if you're still watching this by now, I hope this has been valuable for you. I really appreciate your listening. And I will get back to my normal filming schedule, and I will be doing editing again, but I just wanted to be able to talk to you and tell you what's up, but also, or tell my normal viewers what's up, and why but so if I've seemed different lately, that's what's going on. But I also wanted to talk to parents and my fellow Hydro Warriors, because my fellow Hydro Warriors are absolutely huge fighters. That's and um, and if your baby hasn't been born yet and you're worried about their quality of life, or someone's given you the option of aborting them, please don't. You know, because I say we absolutely deserve a chance to live, and an anatomy scan can't tell you everything, and it can't tell you how well your brain is going to function, and even if it could, you can still you know it doctors don't know everything about hydrocephalus. It is a complex condition, and every hydro warrior is different. Like, the main things we have in common are that we get headaches, and we're fighters. And from talking to other hydro warriors and parents, it's been truly inspiring to and for me to and they encourage me to continue the fight for hydrocephalus awareness, because it is possible, very much possible, to have a good quality of life. I want you to know that. So please so my fellow hydro warriors, keep on fighting the good fight. I'm fighting for you. And hydro parents, and you keep kicking ass because because we need you. But hopefully your kids can teach you something about having a fighting spirit and determination, because that's something I've found to be the case with most, if not all, of the hydro warriors as who I've encountered. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video, found it educational, found it somewhat relaxing from watching me knit. And I am absolutely loving how this yarn turned out. And I would like to continue talking about hydrocephalus a little bit more in future videos, because I don't want to pretend I don't have it, but at the same time I do want to continue you know, my normal content on the channel. So we will continue the normal content, but I'm also going to include a little bit more about hydrocephalus, or, you know, talking to, you know, those impacted by it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and or day or whatever. And thank you so much for listening. Take care.